Will we put some different kind of batteries in?
Yeah, he put some different kind of batteries in what car?
And it made all that black, like a little video game car thingy.
Yeah?
Like, and he put different batteries in. Like, the batteries...
Oh, and it really took off and really goes?
Yeah, like it goes faster. But not like goes fast.
It does, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we put new batteries in this now, too, didn't we? And what's happening to it now?
And it takes the same kind of batteries, and that makes up they're just littler.
Yeah, well, this one,
Yep.
this has no more flashing red light. So now, Cheyenne, look at the paint in your hair. Sweetie, my
paint
poor
in my
little
hair?
girl. She's got,
No,
she's
he
got,
didn't. But she was painting under the table.
oh, she's got white paint all over her hair. You guys helped Mama today painting the outside lawn furniture.
But I didn't get to do much.
You didn't get to do much? I understand you painted part of the picnic table.
Yeah.
What color did you paint it? I haven't seen it yet.
White. I wanted.
Oh, we painted it white?
I wanted
I didn't know that.
I wanted a different color.
Did you?
Yellow.
Yeah, it was kind of
Like
redwood
purple.
stained
It
before.
was purple.
Well, Mom wanted it white, so that's what it is.
I wanted it pink.
Oh, Shy, you'd like to have everything pink. You'd like to take our house and have it pink, and then you'd probably put a purple roof on it, right? And then maybe some blue.
Purple. I would have black. Purple ceiling.
Purple ceilings, okay.
I'd have a black house and with a white. It's a white inside.
You would? Well, we
Yeah.
got a white inside.
And,
We could and now if we look outside, it's nighttime, and we could pretend like it's black outside. So see, you got your wish.
And it only comes true at night.
It only comes true at night. You're so clever, my man. You are such a clever kid. Okay, now what we're reading is an ABC book here. As if this was hard for you, Hunter, who is now reading complete books to us when you come home.
It is hard.
I need to get you to read some of these books of yours to Daddy and Mommy on tape, okay? This says A is for... Okay, look here now. Wait, Cheyenne. What's this?
Sleepy.
Sleeping what?
Monkey.
Ape.
Ape. Crocodile.
Alligator.
Alligator sleeping.
And this is a
snake.
adder. It's called an adder. They're very poisonous. And this is called an
Armadillo.
armadillo. See, all those things start with A. What's this letter, Shy?
A.
No.
B.
B. Now, see, I know you know the letters, my big
I
guy.
was telling you.
I know, but I want you to see if she can get them now because Daddy's been working with her a little bit on this.
B. What is this?
B, a big B and a...
Little B.
That's right. And also now, here's what it is. B is for...
Him. Beaver. Get beaver. I'll help you with the animals.
Okay.
Sheep. I don't know what that one is either.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. Is it a bison, I guess? Okay. Here's a
Wolf. Skunk.
badger.
Badger.
And what's this?
Bear.
Okay.
A boo-boo. A billy goat.
A buffalo.
Buffalo. A boo-boo.
Baboon.
A bamboo.
A bamboon?
A mouse.
Well, it must not be it must not be a mouse. It must be some. They call it a bandicoot. It's a bandicoot. It looks like a big rat to me. And you know what this is?
Snake.
A boa constrictor snake.
boa.
Boa. See, all of those things, boa. They all come. They all start with B.
They put a bow.
They put a bow around him. Is that clever? Is that clever? Okay, now this is your letter, Cyan. What is it?
C.
And C is for
Kitty cat.
cat and
Camel.
And
crocodile.
and
Cow.
and
Bird.
crow.
Why can't
And
I do it?
cobra. You can get involved in there now. All right, now what's this letter?
M.
No. For Dad. You're confusing Dad and Mom's letters. That's right. Dad's. Okay. D is also for a little dormouse and a
Dog.
And a-
Deer. Doo-doo. Dog.
and a
Deer. Deer.
and a
Donkey.
and they're all dancing daintily. All right. Now this is an
Can I do this one? E.
E.
Can I do this
Yeah.
one?
Okay. Let Hunter jive in. You do it too. Hunter jive in.
Egg. Loose egg. Whatever. Elephant. Eagle. Elephant.
Ostrich.
Eagle. Ostrich.
Emu. And they're all enjoying Easter eggs. Huh?
Look at that was attractive.
I don't. It looks like an ostrich to me too, but they call it an eland. Okay, now what's this letter?
F.
F is for
Fox.
foal.
Foal. Falcon. Fox. And whatever.
And a fennec.
And a fennec.
And they're having fun at the fair. Fun at the fair. Fun at the fair.
Having fun at the bumper.
They're riding in bumper cars, aren't they? Where'd we get this book? I've never seen this book.
School.
Oh, it's a school book you brought home tonight. Okay. This is the letter
G.
G is for
Monkey.
no gorilla.
Giraffe. Eagle.
No.
Eagle. Duck.
No.
Tailor. Bird.
It's called no. This is a gerbil. Gerbil, giraffe, and a gull. Gull.
Durable. And like giraffe.
And
A giraffe.
right, and a
No, what they have a durable in
goat. That's right.
Shop. They have a durable.
And they're all gathering grapes. Look at these guys. They're all gathering grapes. And the words G for grape and gathering, and G for grapes. H is for hamsters.
Hamster. Hippo. Horsey. Hay. Hyena.
And a hyena and a
Bird.
hummingbird are haymaking at harvest time.
Porcupine.
That's a hedgehog.
Hedgehog.
They're calling
And
it
hay.
haymaking. They're all haymaking at harvest time. All right, now this is an
Hi. Iguana.
iguana,
A goat.
an impala,
And a goat.
ibex, and an ibis
And an ibis.
are all ill with indigestion. Oh,
Barf.
I'm gonna barf. And that barf starts with a B,
This is
right?
B.
That's J for Jesse.
Fox. Tiger. Jellyfish.
A jaguar, a jellyfish,
Look at the jellyfish.
a jackal, and they're all jogging through the jungle. Now, what's this? K is for Kate, and it's for Crystal.
And Crystal. And Pigo.
Hunt.
Eagle.
A kudu. I don't know which ones
And
are what.
koala bear.
A koala bear. That's right. Now, one of these is called a kestrel. I take it this must be a kestrel. And this must be a kudu. Looks like a kangaroo to
It
me.
is a kangaroo.
And a kinkajou.
Kinkajou.
Oh, they got some weird animals in here, don't they?
Yeah.
Ooh, this letter is
L.
for
Llama.
and
Lion.
and down here.
Honeybird. Ladybird.
That's a lapwing. That's called a lapwing. That one is. And a leopard. And they're all lounging by the lake.
Let's get to that one.
Huh?
There's a cat on it.
What cat?
That cat.
Well, he's a. I think that's a male and a female leopard.
That was like a white.
Have different kind of spots. Now, what's this letter, Shelly? Let's see if she gets it.
For mommy.
Yeah, it's right for mommy. And what is it?
M.
M for mommy is really good. It's also for.
Merry-go-round.
That's
Monkey.
right. And monkey. And
What
mouse.
is this?
I think it's a mandrill.
Mandrill.
And a mamba. Oh, a mamba
Indian.
snake. Ooh.
And a mandrill.
Yeah.
And a merry-go-round.
And
What's
they're-
the Indian guy?
Oh, that must be the mandrill. And here's the mongoose. And there's the mamba. And they're all in a merry-go-round. All right. Now, what's this letter?
Anno.
N is for nightingale.
Nightingale.
Nightjar.
Nightjar.
I knew it.
Knew
A
it.
narwhal. And they're all getting
Narwhal?
nervous at night. I don't know which one of those are which. I never heard of such things. This letter is
Little mountain.
and O's roll away.
What is this?
And it's for a
Yak.
an ox,
Ox. Octopus.
right?
Octopussy.
An otter,
Orangutan.
orangutan,
Orangutan.
and a kipsy,
And a kid.
an ostrich.
And an ostrich.
This is the kipsy, I guess, and there's the ostrich. And they're all in an orchestra. Boy, is that funny? Now here is what letter?
Pee-pee. Pee-pee.
Is for puma
Puma.
and a
Panda.
Panda.
And koala. And a pig.
And a
penguin. And a poop.
and a pelican.
Pen for pee-pee and poop.
And they're big, and the pig are painting pictures. Now, Q.
It's for zebra and body.
Well, it isn't. It is a zebra, but that's not what they're calling it.
And B.
It says.
It's not a zebra because the butt.
Oh, the butt's different. It says it's for a quagga.
A quagga.
And for quails.
And quail.
And a quetzal.
And a bee.
And a queuing. And a queen bee.
I never heard such thing as some of these animals.
I have never, Hunter. I think they made them up. Okay, and this letter is
R.
for Richard.
For Richard.
It's also for rat. It's also for
Snake.
rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake.
And it's also for a razor bill.
Rhino.
And a rhino. And a
Rabbit.
running a race. Now this is your last name letter.
Sutphen.
And it's a S. And it's for
Sun.
squirrel
Squirrel.
and
Harp seal.
and look at a little
Snail.
and a
And scorpion.
scorpion
And a little seal.
seal
And a skunk.
and a stoke.
And a stoke.
I don't know what that is. Looks like a weird thing to me.
It's a skunk.
Okay, right. And here is the letter
Toto.
T for Travis.
Travis and Tara. And Toto.
And
Toto.
right? And a toucan
A toucan. What? They
And
made a fish.
and a
Peacock.
turkey.
Peacock.
Turkey. And a trout fish.
Trout fish. I thought it was and a frog.
And a, what's that, a tweeter?
A tweeter. There's no such thing as a
And they're all tobogganing in twos. I don't know that there's such a thing either, but they say there is something. Isn't that funny? This is what letter?
H.
U. That's U for unicorn. And umbrella.
It comes with board.
And a eukarry.
You carry and a monkey
And they're all under umbrellas.
in the sky.
And V is for volley.
Volley.
And a viper.
And a viper.
And a vicanon.
And a vicana.
Lucana. Looking at various vests. I think they stretched a long way. W is for wallaby.
Wallaby.
And willy and warthog.
Warhawk.
And a
Awful.
walrus.
And
And
a birdie.
Woodpecker.
Woodpecker.
And
And
a
werewolf.
weasel. And a wolf.
Whale.
And they're washing.
said it was a werewolf.
Well, that'll do. And they're washing on a windy day. Now, X is an, as in ox and fox examining x-rays.
X-rays.
And Y is for
Body.
yapping gale and a yak and a yellow hammer
little
yawning in their
guy.
beds.
And a sick little guy.
Never heard of him. He looks sick, doesn't he? And
Zebra.
zebras zigzagging at the zoo.
Another story.
And
Zebra.
tired tiger telling us
Tiger.
that's the end. Laughing lion is longing to learn to count. And one hippopotamus humming, 2 dinosaurs dancing, 3 hyenas hurrying, 4 bears boxing, 5
Dragon.
drinking, 6
Snake.
lizards
Lizard.
leaping, 7
Snake.
snoozing, 8
Buddy rabbit.
pelicans picnicking.
They're penguins. Penguins.
Penguins, what'd I say? I said pelicans, didn't I? Another wrong at Daddy. 8 penguins picnicking, and 9
Monkey.
making mischief. Hunter. And and rabbits racing. And that's the end. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
No, it really doesn't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10, and 11.
Oh, 10 and nothing.
Ah, that's the song we used to sing when Hunter was a little baby boy. All the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Hunter would stop crying and he'd calm down if he heard Daddy sing that song for him. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's read Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
I would calm down if he just Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, we had our own songs we sang with you, but it was just so funny because Hunter was he was so hard to calm down when he'd get upset when he was a little kid.
What would I do when I would get upset?
Well, you didn't get upset as bad as Hunter did. Hunter would get so upset, and so Daddy would sing to him. Daddy would say, "Aw, come on, Hunter. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10, and 11. And he would just calm down every time the minute he heard Daddy sing that song. And sometimes you would just cry and cry and cry until you heard it. And one time, all the way home from Santa Barbara, driving home, and Grandma was in the car, the only way you would stop crying is if your daddy would sing you that song. So for 85 miles, I sang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Did he sing like all the numbers?
I just sang 8 and 9 and 10 and 11. I just sang it over and over and over for 85 miles. And Mom and Grandma were ready to go out of their mind. But Daddy got his boy all calmed down. So, listen, this is a story called Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Patch. And it says, it was a fine spring morning when Owl and Pooh decided to take a walk. And Owl ruffled his feathers in the warm air. The atmospheric conditions, he began. Indeed, Pooh said. Owl went on. And the prevailing winds mean that it is now time for honey, Pooh interrupted. Honey? Said Owl impatiently. Pooh, you are a bear of little brain and too much tummy. I'm talking about spring. Spring is the time of year when everyone starts growing. Well, I should say that it's also time for someone to eat honey, Pooh replied, especially me. Well, Owl continued speaking more loudly. Spring is a time for Rabbit to plant carrots and for Piglet to plant some small cabbage plants, and then they can eat carrots and cabbages all year long. All year long? Pooh repeated. He had a lovely thought. Owl, do you suppose that if I plant one of my honey pots, it will grow?
No.
That's not too bright, is it? Well, that sounds like a practical idea, Owl said. But then again, maybe it isn't. You see, Pooh, but Pooh wasn't listening. He was too busy thinking about a whole year's supply of honey in his very own honey patch. And so that afternoon, Rabbit strolled past Pooh's house and heard him inside pondering. This big one, that small one. I shouldn't waste the big one, but a small one wouldn't grow much honey. Maybe I'll plant a middle-sized one. What are you planting? Rabbit asked. Owl has given me a practical idea, Pooh explained. I shall grow honey from a honey pot. This is a practical idea, Rabbit replied. Well, I'll help you with it. And so the two friends planted one middle-sized pot deep in the ground. And there he is. Look, they planted it in the hole. They put his honey pot in the ground. Now Pooh's going to sit and watch it, isn't he? Do you think it'll grow, Cheyenne?
No.
I don't think it'll grow either. Before long, Rabbit's carrots picked through the ground, and Piglet's cabbage plants looked bigger, and Pooh's honey pot, however, wasn't growing anything at all. Poor Pooh. I can't understand what's wrong, Rabbit told Piglet and Eeyore. Maybe we should talk to Owl. He knows the scientifics about growing. But when they asked Owl what was wrong, he ruffled his feathers and looked cross. And he said, well, it wasn't my idea to try to grow honey from a pot. It was Pooh's idea, he explained. Actually, I wondered from the beginning if it was a practical idea. Oh, poor Pooh, sighed Rabbit. Maybe we can make it work, Piglet squeaked in a very excited voice. When Pooh is sleeping, we could dig up the honey pot, and perhaps if you look at it, Owl, you'll see what's wrong. Well, I don't think, Owl began. But they looked at him so hopefully that he stopped right there, and that night they crept carefully to the edge of Pooh's honey patch. Now Rabbit whispered, I think a very small animal should dig up a honey pot. Me? Piglet squealed. Piglet marched in, well, unless you're afraid, Rabbit replied, and so Piglet marched bravely into the patch and began to dig. And the deeper he went, the more the hole seemed like a place where a very large animal might come to rest in the dark. Thump! He heard something hard. He hit something hard, with his shovel, because he went down in and he hit something hard with it there, didn't he?
They're eating honey.
Is that it? Well, he pulled and tugged, and suddenly the honey pot came free, and Piglet tumbled over backwards. Help! Cried Piglet, thinking the whole herd of very large animals were upon him. Probably he thinks they're heffalumps, doesn't he? But actually, he's just pulling the pot out of the ground, and it kind of fell over.
Or woozles.
Woozles. He doesn't like heffalumps or woozles, does he?
Yeah.
Neither one, I know. Look, the pot's broken, Eeyore said. Now we'll never know what's wrong. Well, somehow, Owl felt better. Well, we must find another pot, Rabbit said firmly. Well, I don't have a pot, but I do have a bucket I can spare, said Piglet. So he hurried home with all of the others for company, and they carried the bucket back to Pooh's honey patch. I think, said Owl, that what this honey pot needs is sun and air and an occasional rain. Now, those are important for growing, so we'll fill up the hole and we'll see what happens. And that was what they did. And that was why there was a bucket in the morning in the honey patch when Pooh hurried out. Now, that next morning he wanted to see if anything exciting might have happened during the night, and he stared at the bucket in astonishment, and he said, think, he said to himself. My honey pot didn't grow honey, but it grew a bucket. It grew a very fine bucket, and a bucket is most useful when it's filled with something sweet. And off he stamped into the woods to find something sweet to put in the bucket. And he made up this little hum to keep him company. If a bear in the summer, clankety, clankety, has a garden to sow, clankety, clankety, it's much better to sing, clankety, clankety, than to wait for his honey to grow.
He eats every day.
He does? He eats honey? Every day? Oh, my goodness.
He eats every time.
He does?
He eats. He just eats every morning and eats and eats and he eats.
He does?
And he eats and he eats.
Well, he wished that Piglet were along with him to sing the clankety clanketies, and Piglet would like that. Well, while Pooh was off collecting honey, Rabbit, Piglet, Eeyore, and Owl stopped by to see how the bucket had, see if it had grown. Oh no, it's gone, Rabbit explained. First no honey, then no honey pot, and now no bucket. They didn't know that he'd taken it off into the woods, did they?
Yeah.
I knew it, said Eeyore gloomily. Oh, I knew it. I could have guessed that this would happen. And they were about to ask Owl what to do next when Pooh came out of the woods. Hooray! Shouted Pooh, hurrying towards his friends. Company for breakfast! Pooh! Rabbit shouted back. You filled our bucket with honey. How wonderful! Your bucket? Pooh asked. Well, you're welcome to share, of course, but I did find this bucket growing here in my honey patch, and the handle makes it very useful for honey finding time. And the others smiled while Piglet explained exactly how the bucket happened to grow in the honey patch. And then the friends all sat down together for a delicious breakfast of honey. It's so good, Piglet said. But honey is certainly easier to find than it is to grow, wouldn't you say, Pooh? Indeed, said Pooh. I hope you've learned that growing honey in the garden is not a practical idea at all, said Owl. Still, with my knowledge of the atmosphere and the prevailing winds. Indeed, said Pooh again.
Hey,
our spring...
You can grow love honey, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think it worked, did it?
Yeah.
You have to get honey from bees, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Store.
Our spring planting has yielded quite a fine crop, Owl continued proudly. Indeed, Pooh said once more, and he licked the last of the honey off of his paws. We're just about out of tape, aren't we? Oh, 3 little pigs have lost their mittens, and they began to cry.
No, they didn't.
They cut off my tail with a carving knife.
This is good. It doesn't go like that. Get out of here, you stupid wolf.
3 blind mice. See how they run. They run away from the farmer's wife who cut off their tail with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life?
3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. 3 blind
Sigh, they run. They all run after the farmer's wife who cut off her tail with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice?
I'll sing it.
Boy, my daddy bad.
I will sing
Once upon a
3
time.
blind mice. 3 blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. They all run after the farmer's wife. She's cut off their tails. Be nice. Did you ever see such a sight in your life? It's 3 blind mice. 3 blind moths.
You know what you guys have to do? It's after 9 o'clock, and you know what you have to do? Mommy is waiting to give you a bath to get all this paint off of you. Look at you. You got to go get the bath. Okay, Cheyenne, I put new tapes in your tape player, too. It's right there in the stairs, okay, baby? Come on, my man. Yeah, count down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.